Hello lovely viewers, you are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this video, we shall be discussing the wassce 2017 English Language Paper 1. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. Once again, let us assure you of a very interesting discussion. Get ready for this lesson. Lexis and structure. Section A. In each of the following sentences, there is a word underlined and one gap. From the list of words lettered A to D, choose the word that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the underlined word, and that will at the same time correctly fill the gap in the sentence. Question 1. Honest labor can lift one from circumstances of poverty to A. Happiness, B. Generosity, C. Development, D. Affluence. The correct answer to this question is D. Affluence. Question 2. Trained physicians are more careful than doctors when treating patients. A. Careless, B. Quack, C. Reckless, D. Indifferent. The correct answer to this question is B. Trained physicians are more careful than quack doctors when treating patients. Question 3. The leader encouraged all present not to be dashed by recent happenings. A. Controlled, B. Disheartened, C. Cautioned, D. Surprised. The correct answer to this question is B. The leader encouraged all present not to be disheartened by recent happenings. Question 4. His knowledge in the sciences is only superficial and not A. Profound, B. Instructive, C. Complex, D. Strong. The correct answer to this question is A. His knowledge in the sciences is only superficial and not profound. Question 5. Electricity supply is only erratic in the city, but in the villages. A. Frequent, B. Stable, C. Normal, D. Available. The correct answer to this question is B. Electricity supply is only erratic in the city, but stable in the villages. Question 6. People who talk about others can only do temporary, not damage to them. A. Heavy, B. Serious, C. Lasting, D. Considerable. The correct answer to this question is C. People who talk about others can only do temporary, not lasting damage to them. Question 7. It is difficult to afford sumptuous meals nowadays. One has to make do with ones. A. Fragile ones, B. Unbalanced ones, C. Unpalatable ones, D. Available ones. The correct answer to this question is C. It is difficult to afford sumptuous meals nowadays. One has to make do with unpalatable ones. Question 8. The advantages of reconciliation far outweighs living in A. Disharmony, B. Opposition, C. Indifference, D. Violence. The correct answer to this question is A. The advantages of reconciliation far outweighs living in disharmony. Question 9. Academic performance, which was at its lowest ebb, is now at its A. Climax, B. Tip, C. Peak, D. Maximum. The correct answer to this question is C. Academic performance, which was at its lowest ebb, is now at its peak. Question 10. It is advisable to avoid apathy and embrace A. Bravery, B. Leniency, C. Satisfaction, D. Enthusiasm. The correct answer to this question is D. Enthusiasm. Section II. From the list of words lettered A to D, choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. Question 11. Some articles of noted value are always in dash demand. A. Are always in great demand. B. Are always in pressing demand. C. Are always in urgent demand. D. Are always in rising demand. The correct answer to this question is A. Some articles of noted value are always in great demand. Question 12. The politicians dash considerable light on the subject. A. Conveys considerable light on the subject. B. Provides considerable light on the subject. C. Reveals considerable light on the subject. D. Sheds considerable light on the subject. The correct answer to this question is D. The politician sheds considerable light on the subject. Question 13. Positive results are achieved when matters are put in the dash perspective. A. Concise perspective. B. Right perspective. C. Sound perspective. D. Direct perspective. The correct answer to this question is B. Positive results are achieved when matters are put in the right perspective. Question 14. The board was entrusted with the responsibility to dash the affairs of the company. A. To drive the affairs of the company. B. To navigate the affairs of the company. C. To steer the affairs of the company. D. To guide the affairs of the company. The correct answer to this question is C. The board was entrusted with the responsibility to steer the affairs of the company. Question 15. Both countries believe that economic cooperation will be to their dash advantage. A. Will be to their unilateral advantage. B. Will be to their crucial advantage. C. Will be to their mutual advantage. D. Will be to their substantial advantage. The correct answer to this question is C. Both countries believe that economic cooperation will be to their mutual advantage. Question 16. Impressive achievements were made during the chairman's dash of office. A. During the chairman's regime of office. B. During the chairman's tenure of office. C. During the chairman's occupancy of office. D. During the chairman's reign of office. The correct answer to this question is B. Impressive achievements were made during the chairman's tenure of office. Question 17. For some time now, the company has been dashed the verge of collapse. A. The company has been in the verge of collapse. B. The company has been on the verge of collapse. C. The company has been around the verge of collapse. D. The company has been near the verge of collapse. The correct answer to this question is B. For some time now, the company has been on the verge of collapse. Question 18. As Maya gained experience in life, she learned not to act dash reason. A. She learns not to act beside reason. B. She learns not to act across reason. C. She learns not to act against reason. D. She learns not to act outside reason. The correct answer to this question is C. As Maya gained experience in life, she learns not to act against reason. Question 19. Understanding one another makes it far dash for tolerance to flourish. A. Makes it far easier for tolerance to flourish. B. Makes it far easy for tolerance to flourish. C. Makes it far easier for tolerance to flourish. D. Makes it much easier for tolerance to flourish. The correct answer to this question is A. Understanding one another makes it far easier for tolerance to flourish. Question 20. In times of unrest, the distribution system dashed to a halt. A. The distribution system is ground to a halt. B. The distribution system is grinding to a halt. C. The distribution system grinds to a halt. D. The distribution system grounded to a halt. The correct answer to this question is C. In times of unrest, the distribution system grinds to a halt. Section III. Choose from the alternatives lettered A to D, the one which is nearest in meaning to the underlined word or expressions in each sentence. Question 21. The velocity of light could not be determined until quite recently. A. Color. B. Speed. C. Power. D. Movement. The correct answer to this question is B. The speed of light could not be determined until quite recently. Question 22. All these prospective investors attended the meeting. A. Rich. B. Enterprising. C. Selected. D. Potential. The correct answer to this question is D. All these potential investors attended the meeting. Question 23. All humans have the innate ability to cook their food before eating. A. Intimate. B. Real. C. Substantial. D. Inborn. The correct answer to this question is D. Only humans have the inborn ability to cook their food before eating. Question 24. Whenever avarice rears its ugly head, it should be avoided. A. Antagonism. B. Greed. C. Selfishness. D. Obsession. The correct answer to this question is B. Whenever greed rears its ugly head, it should be avoided. Question 25. After days of heavy rains, the islanders feared a possible inundation. A. Submerging. B. Recovery. C. Flooding. D. Loss. The correct answer to this question is C. Flooding. Question 26. Mary succeeded through perseverance. A. Persistence. B. Knowledge. C. Accomplishment. D. Inspiration. The correct answer to this question is A. Mary succeeded through persistence. Question 27. Confident tricksters can dupe only gullible people. A. Careless. B. Naive. C. Greedy. D. Humble. The correct answer to this question is B. Naive. Question 28. The weather is serene today. A. Friendly. B. Intense. C. Great. D. Calm. The correct answer to this question is D. The weather is calm today. Question 29. A swarm of locusts caused widespread damage to the crops. A. Deterioration. B. Destruction. C. Wreckage. D. Spoilage. The correct answer to this question is B. A swarm of locusts caused widespread destruction to the crops. Question 30. Many people are unable to cope with escalating medical expenses. A. Ascending. B. Rising. C. Heightening. D. Expanding. The correct answer to this question is B. Many people are unable to cope with rising medical expenses. Section IV. After each of the following sentences, a list of possible interpretations of all or parts of the sentence is given. Choose the interpretation you consider most appropriate for each sentence. Question 31. The job seekers were told to keep their fingers crossed. This means the job seekers were to A. Revise their notes thoroughly. B. Cross-check their documents. C. Receive further instructions. D. Hope for the best. The correct answer to this question is D. The job seekers were told to keep their fingers crossed. This means the job seekers were to hope for the best. Question 32. In spite of severe criticism, he stood his ground. This means that he A. Remained on the ground. B. Reasoned sensibly. C. Made remarkable progress. D. Remained firm. The correct answer to this question is D. In spite of severe criticism, he stood his ground. This means that he remained firm. Question 33. When I appeared before the interview panel, I had my heart in my mouth. This means that I A. Was more than ready. B. Was very anxious. C. Lost my voice completely. D. Felt quite indifferent. The correct answer to this question is B. When I appeared before the interview panel, I had my heart in my mouth. This means that I was very anxious. Question 34. Policies are formulated by those at the helms of affairs. This means that policies are made by those A. with the know-how, B. in authority, C. in favor of affairs only, D. who are present at the time. The correct answer to this question is B. Policies are formulated by those at the helms of affairs. This means that policies are made by those in authority. Question 35. They were asked to obey the instructions to the letter. This means that they were to obey the instructions A. according to the letters, B. as and when requested, C. in every detail, D. only in part. The correct answer to this question is C. They were asked to obey the instructions to the letter. This means that they were to obey the instructions in every detail. Question 36. The contestants spent precious time splitting hair over matters. This means that the contestants A. were arguing over unimportant issues, B. tried to dye their hair in disguise, B. caused serious alarm about events, D. preferred only superior products. The correct answer to this question is A. The contestants spent precious time splitting their hair over matters. This means that the contestants were arguing over unimportant issues. Question 37. Monetary reward came to him as a windfall. This means that the reward was A. an added advantage, B. adequate compensation, C. well earned, D. an unexpected fortune. The correct answer to this question is D. The monetary reward came to him as a windfall. This means that the reward was an unexpected fortune. Question 38. The smugglers hid themselves until the coast was cleared. This means that the smugglers hid A. for the time being, B. until the danger was over, C. until investigation was over, D. to seek protection at the coast. The correct answer to this question is B. The smugglers hid themselves until the coast was cleared. This means that the smugglers hid until the danger was over. Question 39. The lawbreakers were made to face the music. This means that they will be A. brought before the law, B. deprived of all music, C. reconsidered on appeal, D. arrested and relocated. The correct answer to this question is A. The lawbreakers will be made to face the music. This means that they will be brought before the law. Question 40. Although prudent measures were put in place to salvage the economy, it still remained in the doldrums. This means that the economy A. lacked clear direction, B. performed beyond expectation, C. depended on the importation of drums, D. lacked any improvement. The correct answer to this question is D. Although prudent measures were put in place to salvage the economy, it still remained in the doldrums. This means that the economy lacked any improvement. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share this video.